Good evening, it is the Bulletin Man, and I do appreciate you stopping by on this beautiful day. It was in mid-Missouri. It's Monday, November 2nd, 2009, and you have reached the Bulletin Man. And either you got through here through YouTube. If you type in Bulletin Man into YouTube, you can find me that way. You go to my website, and I got like 4 URLs now. I got AmericanSwine.com. Just bought that one the other day, or it's Americans Wine, whatever way you want to look at it. AmericanSwine.com. SaveTheLawyers.org, because, you know, that is my mission, is to save the lawyers. Literally, save their asses, because the people are getting pissed off are going to come up against them. And Bulletin Man don't want to see any perish, but all should come to repentance. Jeff, because that's my name, Jeff, and BulletinMan.com. However you got here, I do appreciate you stopping by on a fine Monday. And it's about 6:30 in the evening when I'm making this broadcast. I just wanted to be brief here, chime in with you. Got a lot of papers to pass out, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing the broadcast right now. The more important thing is getting the paper into people's hands, because the people are hungry for the truth and are demanding Bulletin Man get their paper to them, because, you know, it's October's paper. Here it is, the second day of November, so I'm doing what I can, folks. I really am. I had to hear some feedback from this Matt Leffert, or wherever you pronounce his name. It's Leffert. He's a bail bondsman in Hillsboro. Heard some more shyster stories he's up to. The bail bonds people in Jefferson County are having a hard row to hoe, and then you got shysters like this guy out making them all look bad. And, you know, my buddy Junkie about 2 or 3 years ago lost his bail bonds license because he had something happening 15 years ago, and this man just walks around with impunity and still has a bonding license. So we're going to get to the bottom of that this week. We're going to get the rest of the bulletins in your hands. I talked to Eddie Page in Festus today while I was out passing that paper out, the latest Bulletin Man, the October edition of Bulletin. And I ran into Eddie Page, and Eddie wanted you to know that he does pay his taxes. Yes, the 1099 was not issued by Festus City, as we all found out in the audit, for the municipal judge, but Eddie did reclaim and report that money. Eddie was very straightforward with it, and it's nice to find an honest judge, 2 days a week judge, I guess, or whatever it is. But Eddie wanted you all to know that he does pay his taxes, so I wanted to pass that along. And Eddie's got a fine-looking secretary down there, too, and you know what? That's a great law firm and a great law office down there on Main Street. And while I was I was on a roll with the lawyers today, just happened to stop into Mr. Sanchez's office, too. And Joe fixed me up. Joe got me a copy of the birth certificate. I don't know if you checked back about 3 or 4 months ago. I ran into the fact that my name was not on my son's birth certificate, even though he has my last name and has had my last name since birth. His mother failed to put my name on the birth certificate because she was hoping to scam the state of Missouri or state of Illinois or wherever she ended up at out of money by claiming the kid had no father. So, I mean, and this happens all the time, too, folks. So you really got to watch this. But I went to see Joe back in 1996 after Papa Ken died, and I had a little money in my pocket. And I wanted custody of my son because, you know, I could see the writing on the wall where this was all headed. And you know, Joe took my money and ended up basically just getting me $350 a month in debt. I really felt I got the raw end of the deal. Another reason why the bulletin was fueled the bulletin. But Joe Sanchez made it good, man. It took Joe 13, 14 years to do it, make it right, but God bless him. And Mr. Sanchez took care of the birth certificate. I have a certified copy of the birth certificate with my name on it now, thanks to Mr. Joe Sanchez and Big Bob Wilkins out there in Hillsboro, too. I believe he signed off on all this. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mr. Sanchez. Perhaps Barack Obama should see you, Mr. Sanchez, about his birth certificate. Maybe you can, if you fix Bulletin Man up, I'm sure you can fix BO up, too, huh? You know, or at least show me his passport or something. Yeah, he's got to come up with the birth certificate, Joe. You ought to be calling the White House. I saw where they gave this one law firm, I can't remember the name of it at the top of my head, but something like $1.7 million this last year, just defending all these lawsuits over the birth certificate So, all they have to do is just pick up the phone and call Joe Sanchez at 636-937-9174. And Mr. Sanchez will take good care of you. Joe, I've known Joe a long time, and he's a Democrat. Yes, we got to look past that. He's liberal, but he is from the East Coast. He is not from Festus Crystal City area, and Joe does have a little class about him. So you need to see Mr. Sanchez. He'll take your money and he'll make you wait a long time, but in the end, you will get justice. You just got to be patient. So Mr. Sanchez's, perfection takes time. It really does. What else was I talking about? Matt Leffert. Yeah, I heard from some more of Matt's friends out there. He seems to be winning friends and influencing people all around the country. And but I'll talk more about Matt later on, Matt Leffert. And then Tim White. Saw Tim the other day, was in there, and I think he made about like $9 this last week. So Tim's mood is really kind of, I don't know. He's hanging in there the best we possibly can, but Tim's got to have some justice too, City of Festus. Eddie, talk to your boys down there at City Hall or something, man, and see if you guys would cut Tim White a check. A couple million probably have to make him happy. Because I really think that Tim's got a good point. He really has grounds to go to war against the City of Festus, and I think anyone sitting on a jury, after hearing what the City of Festus has put him through, no matter what he does to the City of Festus, they would have to acquit, or at least find him insane that he's still able to be even alive, because the City of Festus has put Tim White through years and years of misery and heartache and torment. And it's going to come to a bloody end if it doesn't come to just right now a check. Man, you're talking about it's only paper, people. Blood is for real, and I don't know what's going to happen. Tim's into some other people. He had to borrow some money for these lawsuits, and it's just not good, man. It's not a good situation, and I'm appealing to Kurt Breeze. I know you watch these videos, Kurt, that you need to make things right because, buddy, you are a marked man. I'm telling you that. I know this for a fact, and I know that your days are numbered, Mr. Breeze, and I'm just trying to do you a favor, brother. I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm not trying to harm you. I'm just trying to do you a favor and save your life. Well, and you need to get right with Jesus Christ. That's the first and foremost thing. But other than that, you need to make things right with Tim White because one way or another, brother, you're going to get it. I know it. I know it for a fact. So take it for what it's worth, Mr. Breeze. I do love you, man. I know you're the biggest crook in town. And I write all about you all the time. I know you had your hands in the Audie Mae Johnston thing. I know you got your hands in Amanda Jones's deal, too. But I'm telling you to spare your life or spare your family's life, you need to make things right with Tim White. And I'm just, as your friend, man, I'm not here to intimidate you. I'm not here to try to coerce you into doing anything. I'm just here to tell you the facts. And the fact is that you people have wronged Tim White for 14 or 15 years. He won. He did it right. And it's just not over some parking tickets. Cookie Thornton did what he did down there in Kirkwood over $2,000 or $3,000 worth of parking tickets. Of course, Cookie has lost everything. And when people lose it all, that's when they lose it. So I'm just here to tell you, Mr. Breeze, all you lawyers out there who've been shystering people, you need to turn things right, and you need to turn the money back. You need to get off your ass, man, and realize and understand that the people are waking up quite quickly. They're pissed off, and they ain't going to take it much longer. I'm your friend. I'm out to SaveTheLawyers.org. So please, just listen to the Bulletin Man, would you? Please, my goodness gracious. All right, that's it for now. I got to go. So I do love you. Monday Night Football's coming on. I got to watch that and try to get this up on the YouTube before that happens. I'm predicting a big Atlanta victory tonight. I don't think New Orleans is going to beat Atlanta. So anyway, I do love you, and I appreciate you stopping in and checking out the Bulletin Man. And hopefully I'll see you in person this week as Bulletin Man gets out and passes out the paper for the month. And I like you very much, love you, like I said, and I ask you to tell a friend about the one and only Bulletin Man if you would. See you later. Bye-bye.